Today's video, I'm going to be looking at ticker symbol SMCI, also known as Super Micro Computer. This stock that has been previously featured on the channel. They've just announced new orders of $12 billion and the share price is down 10%. So we're going to look at reasons for that, and is it potentially now a good time to buy, and what's the outlook for the future catalyst. And for MMTLP, we're going to be looking at a new 10Q update from Next Bridge Hydrocarbons, and they have also reported assets up by $55 million. So we're going to have a look at the details and everything else regarding the new 10Q shortly. So before we get started, let's have a look at what's happening in the markets. And from Reuters, we can see right now Wall Street is nudging higher amid Tesla, IBM, haze and trade jitters, which I think there's still a lot of uncertainty about. From Market Watch, we can see the Dow Jones is edging up. The markets are overall green. The S&P 500 and Nasdaq are trading close to records. Tesla shares are also recovering slightly from their earnings miss, and also we are seeing significant increases in the price of oil, and especially oil stocks going up. So let's have a look at the key news tomorrow, and that is the CPI report. So the forecasters are expecting an inflation rate of approximately 3.1%, so hopefully a significant boost to the markets tomorrow. And in other news I'd like to share with you from our crypto channel, and that is Trump has stated he is pardoning the Binance founder CZ. So let's have a look at the impact of this. So CZ is somebody who's worth $88 billion, and Trump has exercised his constitutional authority to issue him a pardon. Mr. Zhao, who was prosecuted by the Biden administration in their war of cryptocurrency, and those are the words from Trump. So let's now have a look at some important stock news shared in the Discord, and that was first of all with regard to an earnings beat from IMAX, ticker symbol IMAX, and also with regard to another earning beat from ACNB, so keep an eye on those two. And I think we've also alerted with the decline in SMCI, but I think the interesting one I think you should have on your radar is ticker symbol LUMN, so keep an eye on that one, also known as Lumen Technologies. And we also shared information with regard to potentially looking at MSFT, also known as Microsoft, which is a huge AI play, and potentially on the chart looking like a bullish breakout. And the other news I shared in the Discord is with regard to quantum stocks. And we can see a headline here: Trump administration is in talks to take equity stakes in quantum computing firms. So we shared in the Discord to keep an eye out on 3 companies which are doing well and potentially rallying on this news: QBTS, IONQ, and also RGTI. Before we get started, I'd like to take 1 minute of your time to share more details about the Trading Secrets Discord, and once you join, you'll get access to our daily stock alerts, the weekly watch list share price trading on the Monday, also the $1 Million Challenge, and much more. And for some of the members, I also share my buy and sell alerts live. These include swing trades, and they also include long-term holds. In terms of the weekly watch list, these are our calls that are also recorded weekly with some tremendous returns, including LAES up over 152%, RUM up over 51%, and many more, but obviously not all calls are successful. We've had a $2,000 Discord update, and this includes live breaking news. It also includes why a stock is moving, analyst rating, FDA news, halt stack pools, and much more to help in your trading decisions. We have a new top ranked stocks DD channel with well over 30 stocks now for number 1 rated buy stocks. And finally, you can also join us in the famous $1 Million Challenge, where we use compound return investing, looking at 201 trades with a return of 3.5%. Now have a look at ticker symbol SMCI, also known as Super Micro Computer. So a quick reminder to everybody in terms of what the company is about. So this is a company, together with its subsidiaries, develops and sells server storage solutions based on modular and open standard architecture in the United States and across the world. And we can also see here recent headlines here with regard to the first quarter revenue forecast, which has been cut, and that is one of the key reasons for the decline in the share price that we have seen. So let's have a look at the chart here for the year to date 2025. So right now at time of editing today, it's down close to 9%, currently trading at $47.89. And if we however we look at the year for 2025, it is still up an impressive 57.12%. And remember, at times this was trading above the $60 mark, and prior to that it was also trading much higher. So we look at the earnings date there. We look at the earnings date for your diary, November the 4th 2025. 2025. Market cap just in excess of $28 billion. So in the Discord, we did alert this live in our live trading chat, and also the quant data alert section also noted an important dark pool trade, and this is for just in excess of 443,000 trades shares, and certainly that sentiment is bullish, so I think that's why it has drawn our attention. So let's have a look at the headline that led to the decline in the share price. So we can see from Reuters, the company is cutting the first revenue forecast on delivery delays. So it's not really a cut in orders, it's more to do with the delivery delays. So let's dig a little bit deeper into this. So they are citing a shift in customer delivery schedules for large AI deals. They expect the first quarter revenue for the fiscal year 2026 to be $5 billion compared with the earlier forecast of between $6 and $7 billion. So slightly down there. They've also reiterated for the fiscal year 2026 a forecast of at least $33 billion in sales, but I think this is something that is more interesting and exceptionally bullish, and the company have stated they have secured new business of more than $12 billion with delivery requested in the second quarter of fiscal quarter of 2026, and I think that is certainly very, very interesting, and it's also picked up in our data quant data alert section. Headline here: Super Micro Computer secures $12 billion in new orders, and obviously certainly positive. So let's have a look at a history of the company's income statement, and I think we can what's notable here is the significant growth in revenue from 2022 right down to 2025, where we're looking at 46%, 37%, 110%, and also currently 46.59% for the period ending June 30th, 2025. And we also know that the company is profit making just in excess of $1.2 billion. So the figures are very, very strong there. So what I'd now like to do is focus on the catalyst, and also the headline here: strong growth driven by AI and data center demand. So in terms of the company, it does have a huge market opportunity. It's a key player in the AI infrastructure boom. They are providing high performance service storage solutions, so they are providing an important and essential role. They do have partnerships with the industry leaders such as AMD and Nvidia, as well as Intel, so obviously that is as important as with regard to their market share. We've just seen the revenue growth. I think that is exceptional in terms of the leadership. The leadership is certainly innovative and look forward looking. So an overall bullish take on this is they're looking at secular growing trends in AI and computing cloudware positions, sustained revenue growth, and certainly a good long-term future. So what do the analysts and the price targets have to say on this? So with regard to 17 analysts, there is a maintain of a buy rating on this. So we're looking at a 12-month price target of $47.47, some as high as $60 to $70, implying a potential upside of 43%. And I think this could get updated once we get news of this $12 billion going through to the analysts. So I think that is something that is certainly going to be there. Interesting. So let's have a look at the technical and the technical analysis in terms of the chart and the bullish setup. So we're currently trading, as we've seen, close to the $49 mark, and it's rebounded just from the 200 period moving average, which is around about $46 to $47 on the 4-hour chart, and a rebound signals strong interest, buying interest at these lower levels. So hopefully a breakout there. So what are the catalysts for the upside? We know that obviously there's an AI infrastructure boom. We know they have new product launches. To say supply chain recovery is an important thing that they need to focus on and look at certainly improving, which would obviously improve those delivery numbers. But I think the big one also is market expansion, focusing on emerging markets, especially with regard to China, Southeast Asia, and Europe. And I think that is certainly something positive. And finally, in terms of some of the risks to be aware of, obviously there are always going to be pressure on margins. There's competition, especially with regard to Dell and HPE, but certainly SMCI do have an important niche and unique selling point. So obviously the stock is also volatile, and the recent dip that we've seen is suggesting potential support close to just below the $46 mark. So let's keep an eye out on ticker symbol SMCI, which I think is a good solid company, especially for the long term. Let's now have a look at the latest updates for MMTLP. There was a Form 10QA resubmitted, and this is for the quarterly period June 30th, 2024 by Next Bridge Hydrocarbons. So let's have a look at the key changes in here. So there are amendments, and we can see here, and these include consolidated comparative financial statements and disclosures for the previous 6 months, and they're also looking to amend and correct the consolidated financial statements, and I think there have been some important changes which we're going to look at. And I think in terms of the going concern, what the company have stated here, the company did have a net loss of just in excess of $998,000, and they expect further losses in the development of the business. They also have a working capital deficit just in excess of 48 million, and they have stated that the conditions raise substantial doubt about the company's ability to continue as a going concern. And what this basically means is they do need to generate future profitable operations or also obtain the necessary financing to continue, and I would also add on potentially also look at a possible sale of the organization. So this has been signed by Greg McCabe and John Wurtel. We can see here dated October the 22nd, 2025. So what I'd now like to do is using AI look at the key changes reported in this 10QA filing, and from the AI analysis we can see here the amendments are primarily focusing on corrections related to the March 2024 Wildcat acquisition, the subsequent sales of mineral properties, and these changes eliminate an originally reported $618,000 gain on sales, which will now be recorded as zero. And I think the other interesting one here is the changes with regard to the financial statements, and that is for the balance sheet and in terms of the oil and natural gas properties. So previously the assets were recorded just in excess of $217,000, and this has now been revised to a restated amount of just in excess of $55,523,000. So overall giving a total restated amount for total assets of $57,182,000. So if we try and match this up with the actual balance sheet, we can see here highlighted at bottom, total assets restated just in excess of $57 million. So overall that's a more accurate figure. It doesn't necessarily mean it's positive in terms of revenue generation. That's just a recording of the actual value of those assets. And finally, what I'd like to do is remind everybody with regard to your broker, we are coming up to the 3-year rule. So if you would like to check out one of my previous videos where I talked about a free template, which is available in that video, and that is to contact your broker and inform them of your obviously request to preserve your ESI records based on the 3-year rule. So go ahead and check out previous videos for details of that. And finally, thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.